great opportunity in front of us, great opportunity Saturday, and very thankful that this game is at home. And here we go with the elevator again, the ghost of Bobby Dodd Stadium. Here we go. But we're playing a very good football team for an opportunity to play for the conference championship. So this is a championship game in its own right. That's the way we're viewing it. It's the way we're approaching it. And it's on everybody to get the job done. Right? That starts with me. Then it's the coordinators, it's the assistant coaches, and it's the players. Right? It is everyone here to be able to be at a high level of focus this week, a high level of energy, a high level of detail in our coaching, our teaching, detail in the way we practice, and doing it full speed, right? To the point where we went live today in practice, like live tackling, right? Because that's what this is. Right? We're playing a tough physical football team that has an explosive offense. They have a very good defense that runs around. Right? We got to be at our best. We got to correct mistakes that we've made. Right? We've got to improve in certain areas. Right? That starts with me, and be ready to play Saturday night when the ball's kicked off. Right? And we will be.
All right, Kelly.
I know you were disappointed with the defensive performance the last couple of
We won the
games.
game. I'm happy we won the game.
In terms of you're getting healthier, does that give you some more opportunities to change some things around or personnel, try some
You
things?
can't change things this late in the season, all right? But at the same breath, to sit there and think you're going to do the same thing and get different results is not good. That's a good word to say, right? So yeah, we'll make some tweaks in different ways. I'm not going to give game plan things away by any means.
What kind of challenge does Pittsburgh present just in terms of their run defense? I know statistically they tend to have a pretty good run defense, but what do you see from them?
It starts with good players. They're very active. They're extremely athletic. They penetrate and get up the field. They've played in the same system for since Pat has been there. His whole career. There'll be little tweaks here and there each year, but it's 9 hats on the football. It is 9 hats on the ball. They're disruptive up front. The amount of different six-man pressures they bring and play void zone coverage in the back end forces you have to get rid of the ball fast and make decisions. But they're active. They get off blocks and they finish the football. It'll be a huge challenge for us. It's the DNA of Pat. Pat is a hard-nosed, old-school coach. I got a ton of respect for him. And how he coaches his football team and his way his football team plays year in and year out, the consistency that they play with. He's done a great job, and a lot of respect for him in his program.
What's the balance of the guys understanding the magnitude of this game, but also treating it generally the same as any other game? Yeah,
so we go into each week and talk about, hey, this is the next game, right? But look, you get into this part of the season, they are different. They are different. I don't shy away from that. I don't talk about the opponent. I ain't called the opponent by name. We don't talk about winning, but everybody needs to understand that the mission this week, right, is to be our absolute best on Saturday versus Pitt, right? That's who we're playing. And that's what it's about, and that's what our mission is.
Coach, what have you appreciated about this team throughout this year as they've, climbed the ladder, done what you've asked them to do, and now having an opportunity to deserve this moment, which you've talked about several times?
The response, the response they've had to ups to downs hadn't always been perfect, right? But as I say all the time, we're searching for perfection in an imperfect game, right? And we're going to strive every day to be a perfect version of a football team, knowing that that's not going to happen, right? But the response they've had, whether it's the response from one game to another, whether it's the response from one half to another half, response when they're down, response when the ebbs and the flows of a game change, the response of them, that really goes back to character and the commitment to each other. You don't have you're not able to win games like we've won in close games or come back and be able to do those things if you're not tight as a football team and close in that locker room.
Miles.
Coach, yesterday on the radio you were talking about that play to Malik Rutherford where he took it to the house and Haynes King right there, the first one in the end zone. Can you elaborate more on that, what you showed the team and kind of what that effort sort of embodied?
Yeah, if y'all hadn't seen it, you ought to. It's he throws a little screen out, and he's kind of waiting to see, getting ready to get his eyes to the sideline and whatnot, and Malik breaks it, and you see Josh Beetham kind of full speed running down the sideline. You see Ethan McKinney full speed running. You see Red on top of another guy about 20 yards downfield. You see then Malachi comes running up from behind, and then you just see like lightning come out of nowhere. And, I mean, he had an all-time top speed doing – no, I'm serious. I mean, it was like 21 miles an hour, like 21.67. It was crazy speed that he hit. But I showed the team just to say, this is what I'm talking about by being 100% all the time. All right, when you get into championship weeks and championship football in late November, all right, that's what it takes. Right? That's what it takes.
Okay.
Was going live today a response to how the game was played Saturday?
No, it wasn't a response to that. We do that every now and then during the season. We've got to shore up some tackling, right? And the only way to do that, I mean, I'm not a genius by any means, and the only way I know to get better at something is to do it. So that's what we did. And we've done that before in the past. We've got a really good football team we're playing, and they're a physical team, and I thought it was indeed. And look, we didn't go the whole time, but we had situational times we did, and I thought it was needed. And I thought the response from our team was really was good from it.
Coach, obviously, I know the focus is obviously on the game, but just want to ask you, 27 seniors, their final game on Bobby Dodd, just what would it just mean to them, just playing in this game and kind of just that last kind of battle cry here and being able to come out with a win?
Yeah, so, that is the game, though. I know the focus is the game, but this is senior day. The seniors are a huge part of our program, where we're at right now. We talked about it after practice. I had them stand up and said, these guys have done a lot for us. Guys that have been here 1 year, guys that have been here 2, guys that have been here 3 or more. I mean, guys that have been here 3 more years are 13-3 in that stadium. 10-0 in the last 2 seasons in that stadium. Right? That's a far cry from where the ones that have been here 4 years and 5 years have come from. And it's because of them. Look, this is about the players. It is about the players here at Georgia Tech. It's always been about the players, and it always will be about the players here. All right, the players are the ones out there in the arena going at it. Right, the respect I have for these players, the good times, the bad times, the ugly, it doesn't matter. I mean, to be a Georgia Tech football player, you're part of a very unique club, a privileged club, and to honor these guys Saturday night in their final game here, and the way we prepare and the way we go out and play is only the right thing to do.
Coach, obviously with 9 wins on board, and 3 or 4 of those have literally come as the fruit of the last successful possession in the game. That confidence that you see and feel it, not complacency, but confidence, is that from Haynes King? Does that come from the coaching staff? Is the whole 27 seniors?
Yeah.
Where does that come from?
Yeah, well, there's definitely no asterisks in the record books. They're either L's or they're W's. So it doesn't matter how you get them, but it goes back to the resiliency of this team and the closeness of this team. It's not any one player. Haynes is a great player, but we have a lot of great players on this team. We have great players on this team that have never played it down this year, right? Because they're valuable to what we do as a football team. A collection of great players has never won anything. It's great teams that win things. I appreciate that you always say thank you afterwards. That's really kind. I like that.
Thank you.
Coach, obviously this weekend a chance to play here at home, like you said, but at night with all the eyes on you guys, ACC Huddle being here, what do you reckon, or what do you kind of see this environment maybe looking like, especially when you look at the course of this year and how it's really built up over the course of the year?
Yeah, there's no maybe what it may look like. There's no probably. I mean, look, in this program, we eliminate any gray area. There's not almost, there's not kinda, there's not maybe, and it's not going to kinda be full. It's not going to maybe be full. Right, Bobby Dodd Stadium is going to be rocking on Saturday night from 7 to about 10:30 at night. Right, it is the greatest venue in the country to be able to play a night game here at Bobby Dodd. And I cannot wait to see the people in the stadium and how loud they'll be. We're going to need them all and have that 12-man advantage.
Coach, to Nigel's question earlier, you talked about the 27 seniors. Haynes has obviously captivated a lot of the country throughout this year with his play, with his story, how you've spoken about him, and I know you've done it several times. How would you just describe this season for him and what he's meant, and watching from afar the rest of the country kind of jump on board in his story and become Haynes King fans?
Yeah, I don't know if I've been on a team where the leader of total offense in the country on the leading total offense in the country has been the same. I mean, I think that says it all. I mean, he's the individual leader on in the entire country. The response players have to him, whether it was that touchdown early in the game and him sprinting, the command he has of the team on the field. He's special, and it's hard to put it into words. I mean, turn the tape on. We say all the time, our resume is what we put on tape, right, as a football player. But to know Haynes as an individual is probably what's even cooler. The times we have sit-downs and we meet and we talk and just share so many different things. And it's not just him. I mean, there's a lot of guys on the team. I mean, we try to meet with so many guys all the time. And, he's been special in this time. The legacy that he leaves here hopefully will be continued with other players on the team. And so I got a feeling that if it's not, he'll be back here in a minute and make sure that it's done the right way once he's gone. So I'm just excited for him, excited for his family, excited for all the seniors. It'll be a special moment on Saturday night.
Have you taken a moment to yourself to just kind of think about where you're at, where this program's gotten, and like your vision that you had from the jump, and starting to see that come to fruition?
No, I watched the tape from Saturday night, and there's too many things we got to get better at. And there ain't 1 second to sit back and reflect, not one bit. Am I excited? Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited we get a chance to play a play-in game here at home.
Coach, you talked about how you sit down with Buster Faulkner on Sundays and kind of do the whole eval situation. I'm curious how that goes when it comes to Blake Gideon, and you talk about
Same thing.
Same thing,
yeah. Sit down and, it's exactly. We have a process. We have a whole form of a sheet we fill out with the good, bad, ugly, preparation errors, things we got to do well, things we didn't do well, things we got to continue, how we're going to work them in practice. Run, pass, I mean everything, goals, all those things. And, the process is no different on Sundays. We come in, it's identifying the issues. And that was the real frustrating thing in the game on Saturday was, you sit in front of the press and I was really speechless. I really was. I mean, you come off of a bye week and you expect, a lot to see improvements and corrections and things, and to see things that aren't. And, so then you come back in and you look through it and you're trying to find out why. And immediately you're trying to, you're going back and you're looking at practice to see, how we did it there, how many times we got it called in practice, if we did. Well, then you say, okay, we did it right in practice. Well, now you start to justify things. All right, well, justification is nothing more than an excuse. You got to take ownership in these things. And if I don't take ownership as the head coach, the coordinators aren't going to, and the players aren't going to. And so we worked through the whole process, and then got together with the players at 3:30 and started with them.
Kind of going off of that, what has the response been from this team based on that, based on the live tackling this week? You said the 24-second rule, not the 24-hour rule Saturday. What has that response kind of been like?
We'll find out Saturday. Thought we had a good week or a good day today, but that obviously doesn't have any bearing on Saturday. But no, these guys have got to have confidence reinstilled in them. Bottom line, and let's not forget now this defense also what they did against Colorado, what they did. When they got big turnover versus Clemson when they went down the field. Same thing with Duke. The Clemson game, and we fumbled the ball against Syracuse. We fumbled the ball second play of the game, all right, and then they hold them to a field goal right there in a true, sudden change situation. So I looked at the defense and told them, I said, y'all need to pick your heads up, get your heads out of your butt, stop acting like you're not very good, and go play like you're capable of playing, all right? not waiting for things to happen, going and making things happen, not waiting for the bad to take place. Right? And I got after him pretty good in that, but telling him that you're good, you're a good player. Like, now let's fix it and go play that way.